Today we're going to be making my favorite barbecue, which is pulled pork. We're going to do it in a cook shack smoker, but you're welcome to do it in whatever barbecue contraption you have. Let's start out by taking a look at our ingredients in our work area. First of all, on the countertop, I like to put 3 sheets of saran wrap down, nice overlap in the middle. What this is going to do is keep our work area clean. It's also going to give us a nice way, easy way to store it. Just wrap it up in there once we're done seasoning it. In addition to the prep area, we of course have our trusty latex glove. We have our boogie rub. You can use any barbecue rub you like. The recipe for the boogie rub is available on our website. And we have a container of regular old yellow mustard. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the pork itself. This is the Boston butt end of the pork shoulder. It's about 7 pounds. 2 very important qualities to consider when picking out a butt for smoking. 1, bone in. You want to get one with the bone in. And 2, you want a nice cap of fat on top. What that fat cap is going to do is baste the meat throughout the smoking process and continue to keep it moist. So let's get started seasoning this bad boy. As you can see, we got the glove on one hand, that's going to be our wet hand. Nothing on the right hand, that's going to be our dry hand. We're going to start with a little bit of mustard. We don't want a whole lot. All we're really looking for is something for the rub to stick to. So we're going to put some on there, rub it around. Once we got a nice thin coating of that, we're going to put our rub on. Don't be stingy with the rub. You can't have too much of that stuff. Pack it in a little bit. It's called a rub, but you don't always necessarily rub it. Sometimes you just need to pack it. Once we got one side done, we're going to flip this bad boy over. Repeat the process on the other side. Just a little bit of mustard. Rub it around. And repeat with the rub. Okay, it's nice and seasoned. So what we're going to do next, get rid of the glove. So we're going to take our nice little saran wrap tablecloth here, roll it over, create a nice good seal. And there we go. Throw that baby in the refrigerator for 24 hours. Here we are, 24 hours later. Butt's been in the fridge. It's time to get this thing onto a tray and get it out to the smoker. A lot of people like to set them out for a while to bring them up to room temperature. I prefer to put them in cold. I feel to get a smokier flavor that way. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the tray the same way that I'm going to put it on the smoker, and that's with that fat cap up. So get it on there. Let's take her outside, get it done. Okay, here we are outside, ready to put it in the smoker. It's very cold out. It looks like it's going to snow. Camera babe's getting cold, so let's get this done. First, smoker prep. We got a double layer of aluminum foil on the bottom with the hole poked in it where the drain is. We got a double layer of aluminum foil on top of the smoker box. We're going to take 5 ounces of wood, that's 2 parts hickory, 1 part pecan. Throw it in the smoker box. We're going to hose down our grill, our grate, whatever it is. Some non-stick cooking spray. Probe thermometer in the top. Notice I do have the rack on the very top shelf. That's where I like it. You guys like to put it lower. I just have the best results with it on top. So let's get our pork. Toss it in there. Take that thermometer, put it in a nice thick meaty part of the pork, and be very careful not to touch any bone. Bone everywhere. There we go. We're going to set it to 225 degrees and wait. Ask 10 different barbecue guys what internal temperature they cook their meat to, and you'll likely get 10 different answers. I've heard everything from 185 all the way up to 205. I like to cook mine to 199 degrees. I've strayed within 5 of that over and below, and 199 is just what I like best. To monitor the temperature, I'm using a wireless probe thermometer. The other end's out there in the meat. I have an alert set here to 199 degrees. When the meat gets there, it'll beep and let me know. Okay, so according to our thermometer, the pork is done. Let's check it and make sure. What I'm going to do is remove the probe thermometer, stick it in 1 or 2 other places just to get different temperature readings. Yep, it's done. Time to pull it. So what I have here is a pan with some foil. I also have some oven gloves to protect me from heat, covered with latex gloves to keep the oven gloves clean. Let's pull it out. And wrap it in foil. Heavy duty aluminum foil. Get it inside. The thing about barbecue is you never know exactly when it's going to be ready. Now that it's done, if dinner was within an hour or so, I would double wrap it in aluminum foil. Let it sit for an hour. But in my case, it finished a lot quicker than I expected it to. So I'm going to wrap it in a bath towel and drop it in the cooler. It can sit in there up to 4 hours. After a few hours in the cooler, it's time to pull. I'm going to fast forward through this because nobody wants to watch me pull my pork for 5 minutes. Okay, so here we are, just about done. Next, let's sprinkle a little bit more rub on. Toss it up really well. Now we're done pulling, it's time to serve. Some people will mix it all up in barbecue sauce, some people will put a lot of extra rub on there. Personally, I like to leave that up to each individual that's eating it. I'll serve it with rub and a lot of barbecue sauce, maybe 4 or 5 different kinds. So, start with this slice of cheap white bread. Pile on some pork. Dress it up however you like, and eat. Today we're going to be cooking pulled pork, which is my favorite barbecue meat. Start over, keep going. Today we're going to be cooking my favorite barbecue meat, which is pulled pork. We also have some regular old. We also have some regular old. What the hell is this?
Yellow mustard.
Is it your favorite barbecue rub? I use my boogie rub, which is available on our website. The address is.
Mm-hmm.
Have a picture?
Mm-hmm. Do it again.
You need to zoom out after too, okay?
Do it again.
I'm using a wireless probe thermometer to monitor the temperature while it's out there smoking. I'm using a wireless probe thermometer to monitor the temperature.
You know you're gonna have a couple giggle sessions. Okay, hold on. Deep breath. Okay.
I'm using a wireless probe thermometer to monitor the temperature of the meat while it's out cooking.
Congratulations.
What's going on in the Outtakes? I'm using a wireless probe thermometer to monitor the temperature.
Stop trying to be a fancy pants and just be you.
Okay. You rolling?
Mm-hmm. Rolling, rolling, rolling.